What's up? What's up? What's up? Grand Rising. Starting a little late, but I was up super early, so it just ended up being at this time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Kind of want to. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't put no music on. I could play royalty free stuff, but eventually it might get flagged. Who knows? Because we put those songs out eventually, so. Yeah, might as well be able to just grab if somebody ever wanted to grab the audio and shit. You know what I mean? Just not have the music behind it. Which I'm cool with. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? You mean? Let me see what's up. I'm right under a palm tree, so it'd be like kind of scratching a little bit on the windshield. You know what I mean? We're going to get into it, though. We're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting close to Christmas, and this is the last Christmas that will ever even feel a little bit like Christmas. And it don't feel like Christmas for real. Granted, I'm in Florida, so and I'm used to a white Christmas. You know what I mean? Pause. Because that sounds kind of wild, actually, when I think about it. Look at me, I'm a dirty nigga, bro. Fuck. I'm gonna take a shower. Nah, I was rolling roaches earlier. Matter of fact, I think there's roaches in this. I don't give a fuck. Smoking a roach blunt. Matter of fact, one of the dopest, like slight, I don't know, he's like a producer type of entity. I forget his name. My sister met him. But yeah, he's the first one who said that he smokes a blunt of roaches to remember where he came from. I'm always gonna smoke roaches. I don't care. Niggas can hate, talk shit. Y'all niggas, I mean, y'all the niggas putting tobacco in a joint and shit, calling it like a spliff, and I understand the rosters and shit, but I mean, nah. You know what I mean? This is where I'm at with it. The UPS truck just pulled up. Yeah. So let me see. We'll get started in a few minutes. But yeah, so we got a lot, man. We got a lot. There's a lot on my IG. I've been posting freestyles. I'm gonna be dropping the unreleased older songs on SoundCloud. You know, so if you see them pop up, it's not like random, even though it'll seem that way. It's because we've been talking about it, so I'm like, oh, you know, we'll put them out. Why not? Just says receipts, really. And I gotta put my videos. A lot of my videos I hid just because I just wanted people to be able to focus on what I was doing at the time. So unhide a lot of those, bring them back up. I don't know if I deleted them. I hope I didn't delete them, for real. If I did, I got a bunch of them on a hard drive, on my hard drive. Somewhere. It's a couple hard drives I use, so. Some has older shit, some has the newer shit. But, yeah. I didn't even look at the astrology for today. Let's just look at it. All right. The moon is flying through Taurus. Sun's at 1 degree Cap. Opposing Venus today. So, shoot, and Venus is in Scorpio? Maybe this is a time where we got to see the value in ourselves more than we see the value in, like, a lover or, like, a significant other, right? Or even where we even see the value in something we're trying to achieve externally, right? It might be part of who we are, you know what I mean? But it's like we're still placing the value on that thing and not like us directly, ourselves directly. Yeah, lots of learning about how we truly feel. Definitely about ourselves and, whatever intimate relationships we're in. Whatever that may be, or even a relationship that's of, that brings some type of value. It could be a business relationship, just on the fact that Venus rules money. It rules money. So, even though it's in Scorpio, where this is like emotional passion and just like a deep emotional connection. Like you could have a deep emotional connection to, your craft, and that craft makes you money, and there are relationships that come with that craft. So those things could play a role, even though that kind of is where Libra comes in. So yeah, Mercury is still in retrograde until Sunday. I thought she gets out of there soon. Okay. Days. January. Okay, here we go. What up, yo? What up? I'm looking at when Mercury gets out of retrograde. So it's definitely June 1st. Yes, June. There we go. 9:41. So by 10:30 at night on January. Yeah, I did remember this, in the Leo King's reading, saying how it's kind of ironic. Mercury is out of retrograde New Year's Day. 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So that's that's a good way to start the new year. That's for sure. Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's actually pretty dope. What else is going on that day? The moon will be in Virgo. So it'll be time to harvest. It'll be time to really like plan our shit out and just take action because the North Node's in Aries. So it's always going to be plan and then action very fast. Like the more gap there is between what you're trying to do and actually doing it, the more you're letting this shit just throw you off. Look at that. Jupiter comes out of fucking retrograde. Oh yeah. Yeah, blessings coming this year. Definitely. Major change too. Major fucking change. Yeah, see? Yeah, Jupiter's retro until the 29th. Like, what the fuck is that? Shit's wild. So yeah, man. Cool little astrology. Actually, that was going ahead for the week, which is probably what I'll start doing again, which is just like weeklies. That way I can kind of, if I need to, I'll do all the days. I'll start at whatever day I'm on and then do them, and then I can just take pieces of that and then put that out. Yeah, that actually makes sense. That actually makes good sense. I like that. Excuse me. But right now, Mercury's still in retro, which explains why it's hard to kind of explain all this shit accurately. But it's cool because it's also like a backtracking, right? Because we have it in Sag, and Sag is like, going on the journey. So right now I'm backtracking through the journey mentally, right? And my Mercury is in Virgo, so it just makes sense for me to do this right now, actually, intuitively. It's pretty cool. All right. So we're at 2014, came back from LA. My parents are over there on, what was it, Afra Drive or something like that. And that's West Boylston. We did the show. The show was, a lot of dope people showed up from back in the day, which I appreciate every single one of y'all. But if you were there, maybe you could tell, maybe you couldn't, but it was a disaster. So yeah, so I already spoke on that. It is what it is. We move on. You know what I'm saying? So now, really, it's just me and Lotto, and we're still working, right? We're working on. I'm already have this idea for the Secrets in Plain Sight. So now I'm like, okay, now that I picked what I want to do, right? Because I'm not mixing it up. Around the time we because we were in the apartment, I think we renewed the lease once, I'm pretty sure. So damn, I'm gonna have to hit up my nigga Bob. But I'm pretty sure I got up in that crib. We got up on the 3rd floor over there. I can't remember the exact name of the street, but it's up the hill from Shrewsbury Street. If you're on Shrewsbury Street and you take one of those lefts, it's up that way, on the hill. So, yeah. So now I'm just like in Worcester, right? Because we went from staying with my cousin D Rose and my uncle, and then some bullshit happened with that, and then and then niggas was homeless. Yeah. The one in Marlboro at the Best Western. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, that one was. Everything was trying to stop. Like, It was a lot. It was a lot, man. We rushed it. We rushed it. That's really what it was. We rushed it, and niggas fell through, and yeah, you know, but we just make it work. We just made it work, and that's all that I know how to fucking do. So just improvise and roll with the punches. You feel me? So let me actually bring up Facebook just in case I get lost. See, I ain't even see you, little nephew, man. I ain't even see you, bro. If I didn't pull this up here, I probably wouldn't have seen it. Let me see. I'll put the volume all the way down. I killed the acapella, yeah. Oh, maybe nephew's not in here. I don't even know at this point. Oh, see, nah, he liked the post. All right, so we good. But yeah, I mean, what else was I supposed to do, you know? People paid to see a show. Some people left, took their money back. So yeah, so now it's like, boom, I'm starting to like record content. We're doing shows at Electric Haze. We're doing shows at the Raven. Yeah, we're meeting a lot of different people. I remember before that, when we did the Lazy Dog stuff, we already met Block McCloud. Yeah, the DJ fucked us bad. So now I'm like getting my track list together. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, all right, I know what I want to do for the project, and really just like get the track list going and stay on theme. Right? And during this time, I was still taking trips down to Miami, and we was working with Kay. And that was dope. And that was super, super dope, because she's super, super talented. And I remember we did a few songs together, and then one of those songs ended up on Secrets in Plain Sight. And that's how I know that I'm on point with the story, because those were some of like the last songs, right? The first songs started in North Miami, and then some of the last songs were actually finished out there. I think Feet Keep Moving was out there. So What's Up was out there. If I remember correctly, So, I think it was like September time frame when Secrets in Plain Sight dropped. 2014. I know it was 2014. I know it was. So at that point, we done a whole bunch of shows in Worcester. I was performing Secrets in Plain Sight all over the place, and then we formed the band. Yeah, my motherfucking dog Brett, Phil Ward, and my nigga Frank's younger brother. I can't remember my nigga's fucking first name. Sorry, that's my nigga still though. And he was doing the guitar, Phil was doing the bass, Brett was doing the drums, and then later on we had this nigga LZ come and kind of do some DJing piano shit. And I think I already kind of spoke on this shit, but we did a bunch of cover songs. So we integrated Secrets of Plain Sight songs, some just freestyles I had at the time, like Infinite. And then we did We did No Ideas Original by Nas. We covered that. We covered Twins by Big Pun and Fat Joe, and we covered 10 Crack Commandments. 10 Crack Commandments. It's getting a little smoky in here. I have to open up the vents. But yeah, so now the presence is felt. Like I already have a certain type of presence when I'm on stage, and when we got the band and everybody was on the same page, it was surreal for real, because it was dope. And I'm glad there's still videos of that on Facebook. I'm gonna have to pull that footage at some point, not like off of the internet, but actually have a copy of it so I could like throw it in certain things, and just have it for the memory, because eventually we'll build another band. I like to incorporate the people I came up with, but I live in Florida, and all that happened in Massachusetts. So, but when we get there, we'll make it all happen. We'll make it all happen. But yeah. So we had the band. We was doing a lot of shows with Danny Phantom and them at Electric Haze. I remember around that time I did a verse for one of his projects. That was super cool, super dope. Niggas always showed love for real, and I can't say that for a lot of Worcester artists out there. And we'll stop there when it comes to all that, because I got a lot of love for that city and the artists that come from there, because I know what it's like. I know what it is. That's where I did so many shows. It's crazy. So yeah, so now Secrets in Plain Sight drops. Hill Studios is in full effect, and the vibes are dope. People are receiving it pretty well. We wasn't really pushing it too much. I think we did go to one college out there. I forget which college it was, bro. We went to two colleges after a while. We went to see what's his name, Tanner. Played some of the music out there. Played some of the music at another fucking college, and then a bunch of life shit happened. That's what happened. A bunch of life shit, starting from trying to integrate family members into the music aspect, to meeting my baby moms. But prior, like right before that happened, I'm pretty sure it was probably about 2015 time frame, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 15 or 16? It might have been like 16 now. We're getting to like 2015, 16. Aunt introduced me to Derez up at the studio. He was like 17 at the time. So I guess I could do the math. And I remember there was a song we had called Power. Derez had was early with the production, but he was already, I could tell he was going to be crazy. So, so now I done met Derez at my brother Ant's studio, and they had the song Power, and I was like, man, I'm gonna body this shit because I already know that, like, I could tell that Derez had a passion for the music and shit. Hi, babies. Um, and I was like, man, if I body this, he's gonna know what's up, because I had just heard it, and I think I came the next day with the verse. If I remember correctly, I came the next day with the verse, bodied that shit, and then it was just like, oh, from there, oh, this is how you want to move. All right, let's move. So, me and Derez just started working, and he had a little setup at his crib, and from there it was like we all started to integrate, like, slowly over time, right? It was slow, it wasn't too fast, because I'm working over here, I'm still going to Hill Studios. Some sessions I engineered up over there, and we're getting to now where we done made a bunch of songs, and me and Derez have a specific type of relationship, way that we operate. It meshes well, and we keep each other on our toes mentally, and we're always trying to learn and construct and learn. So, but we do joke around a lot, talk a hellish shit, but it's actually mostly constructive. And I was paying attention a lot to what was going on. I was paying attention a lot to Joyner and what he was doing right. And I found out a lot of information, just trying to figure all that out, asking certain people questions that I knew had more knowledge than me, because I was in all these spaces. I remember DJ Jermaine, shout out to my nigga DJ Jermaine out at Sev's studio. Well, he had his own studio across the hallway. Don't get it twisted. But he was always around. So, he's actually the one who had all the records that we sampled for Photographic and the Boston rap, that came a little later. But yeah, I remember we was talking about who was public. Just get a little closer to the Wi-Fi, because it's literally on the other side of the garage door. But yeah. So now we're figuring out all this information, right? And believe me, I know that it cut off and I stopped talking. But yeah. So now we figured out that there's certain people in certain areas that we can, if we put ourselves in the right places, we can network with them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of when I try to do that, I always keep it organic. Like I can't force shit at all. That's why it actually really took a long time to even do this, because I need this shit to be authentic, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I probably would have, like, if I did it earlier, I probably would have thought about, like, structuring it in this way, and it just would have been too much. Right now, it's like, I just need the information to be known, or at least be out there, and then later, we can do all that extra shit. But, yeah. So, we are basically just constantly politicking at this point, always in the studio, just really trying to, like, figure it out for real. We got examples, like prime examples around us that are like, we can get the information of what they're doing, who are they contacting, you know what I'm saying? Who they, who's helping them and in what way. And I'll tell you what, to do what Joyner did, he had a lot of people throwing money down because they believed in him, bro. Because even coming from Worcester prior to that was going to be real hard to really break out of Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dope ass Boston artists that they don't break out of Boston, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just because a lot of them make the same sound, and that's kind of why, but a lot of them, they just didn't have the investor, they didn't have the budget, they didn't have the funds, because that's what it really comes down to. Even now, it's more in your hands. It's not like you can be your own publicist to a certain extent if you have the right knowledge, but you still need either the connections to get your whatever type of marketing you're going to do publicized, right, on some type of publication, or you have the bread. So unless you're making friends with a lot of journalists and shit that work for fucking Hip Hop DX and fucking Sway in the Morning and you know what I'm saying, like Ebro and them, then it costs bread. You got to pay a publicist for that shit. And that's the bottom line, right? That's the bottom line. What you can do is create viral content now, and that's the biggest change in that, right? And then now those people come to you. Now people want to invest in you. Now you can build a true following of people who fuck with you, and that's what really, it's in your hands now. But even at that time, it's like, it was still like, all right, we didn't have that part figured out yet, right? So, yeah. So now, we getting all the information, bro. We know who's the top engineers in Massachusetts, who's actually engineering people who, are really in the industry, really like making money, advancing, all that. And, we know the producers, like we at least know their names, So it just got to this point where it was like, I was like, oh, I'm following these cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what type of people they are. What's up? And then I think if I remember correctly, what really happened was Slaney, right? He was bubbling, and he was staying with me at the apartment. And since he was in like a program for addicts and shit, he met Clancy. He met Justin Clancy, and Clancy was plugged in with Token. And Token at the time was getting all his shit done by John Glass. And shout out to John Glass because, both of them, everybody in that camp, they're all real niggas and they're fucking cool ass people. John Glass, one of the most kind-hearted people in the fucking world. And Clancy, me and Clancy, bro, like, if he hit me up to this day, you ever need anything, I got that nigga, regardless of anything, because he put me onto a lot of game, and he showed me a lot of shit, and maybe he doesn't feel like he did at the time, but he did, he actually did, and I know he knows, because eventually, he did his fucking release at Sonia's when it opened at the Middle East. And the Middle East it's legendary in Cambridge. And he plugged me in on that. I did his whole set, and that opened a lot of fucking doors for me, for real. Cause then I met John Glass, I met Token there, and he made sure I met Token, actually. Even though, that wasn't really fruitful, it's not a big deal to me. I don't take none of that shit personal. Because you connect with the right people, you know what I'm saying? And I connected with Glass. And I think at the time, Flip was with him. But we didn't really talk. I mostly talked to Glass. And then I had him on the hip, and I was like, yo, let's work, like whatever it is, you got that. And I remember I went out to his spot, we worked on a beat that eventually became a song that we still haven't released. And then he was like, yo, you want to go to this mixer? No, I'm not talking about DJ Flip. I'm talking about Flip Jackson. He's a producer. He's from, I think, originally from Maynard, Massachusetts. But so John Glass is actually one of the producers who made the B and J. Cole joint, the London shit. Him and my other nigga, Tim Nehop. And a couple of their homies, actually. I think it was like 4 of them, actually, who did that beat. But yeah, you can look all that shit up. They got the credits. They really did produce it. So yeah, that shit crazy. So yeah, this is way prior to all that shit, right? That shit happened recently, and the shit I'm talking about is like 2016 time frame, maybe 17. So yeah, he's like, yo, you want to go to a mixer? It's at Mass Apparel, when Mass Apparel was still together. Shout out Shabazz and my nigga, fuck, my other dread. He got them big ones. Pause. But that's the homie. I know he's doing like dancehall type Afro beats right now. That's the homie. But yeah, a lot of shit happened at Mass Apparel, but there was a mixer there where it was like a networking event pretty much, and Millie's was there. And yeah, so we always just vibed out, and then I think no, that was a different one. That was a different time. So yeah, so after that, that's where I first really met Flip. Flip lived out in Hudson, and I was like, yo, how you getting back? Like, what are you doing? Just ride with me. And then from there, you know, me and him started making music. And it was dope because he's really good at flipping samples. So we can make that like raw, grimy hip hop, you know? And again, a lot of shit went down. No love lost. It is what it is. But we still have a bunch of songs, a whole project called Life Behind Bars, which will come out on SoundCloud, right? That will come out on SoundCloud. Just put it on SoundCloud, because a lot of that shit didn't get fully mixed, and I might have some of this. I know I have some of the sessions, so I'll go rework them real quick and actually like make it a decent mix, but they're not gonna compete with all the other shit. All right, fam, you already know what it is. Get that paper. So yeah, Life Behind Bars, that'll eventually come out. We actually took fun fact. We had John, Glass, Derez, Flip, and me all in the studio. Actually, it was an Ant studio, and we flipped the Static Selector beat that I had purchased from him, and made a whole nother dope ass track, and it had like samples of Joey Peoples in there, and you know, my other brothers and shit, and it was pretty dope. So shout out the homie, you know what that is. I'm pretty sure you heard it, but we still ain't never put all that shit out. And like I said, we're gonna just drop it on SoundCloud. Like, just have that, just, you know, SoundCloud and YouTube. Just fuck it, you know. It won't be on nothing else, so niggas can just listen to it for free. Not have to, even if you don't have Apple Music, whatever it is. You know what I mean? On my phone, it doesn't look as cropped as it does on the live. But yeah, so now, you know, like I said, we get into a lot more, that things start happening a lot quicker. Like, so a lot more is happening in a short amount of time now that, you know, we kind of have an idea of like what we want to do, how we want to move. So I'm connecting. I'm connecting dots. I'm trying to make shit happen. Like, I wanted to put out a project, the second project. Actually, Life Behind Bars was really supposed to be all the dope hip hop producers, and it still really can be that. I just gotta hit up Loman. I have a Vinyl Villain, a couple Vinyl Villain beats and shit that was collab with Flip on there. Derez collabed on that. John Glass already collabed on that. I can throw one of the John Glass ones on there, actually. Matter of fact, we probably gonna do that, and then and I think that was the original plan. Shoot, I'll flip a hip hop joint and throw one on there. And then I'll actually record to the Static Selector joint. And the Static Selector joint may be the one that we put out on both. We'll put that one out for free, but also on all the streaming and shit. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's why we do this. Because now I have a receipt, and I can go back and be like, yo, this is what a nigga said, this is what a nigga's gonna do. You know what I mean? Big O, what the fuck? What's good, G? It's funny, I was just talking about a lot of what's the shit. But, just touching upon the movement, how we was all performing a lot. I think that was back in shit. From when I got out the Army in 2011 to when I moved to Florida, which was like 2018. There's a lot of performing going on, a lot of money being made. A lot of dope shit happening, though. But yeah, so we're going to stop there. Because we're going to, after that, we getting into linking with other bigger engineers and then going to New York. And there's a lot of in and outs and things that this is going to be a part. What is it? We got part 8 right now? Shit. I know we definitely getting to 10 soon. So, yeah, we're going to leave it with that. It's, we just the origin stories, the shit that niggas don't know about me and my fucking music journey. Just so it's there. It's there. But nigga gotta shower, get the day going, make some paper. You know what I mean? So we'll start this over tomorrow. Y'all be safe. Much love.